Elon Musk news, and this is fun news. Elon's been a little bit quiet. People were wondering his plane hadn't moved in a few days. Apparently, there's Twitter feeds that just track his plane movements, which I think
Hmm.
is very funny. I think all billionaires deserve that level of sort of public harassment, at the very least, honestly. Um, but we have some news. This is from Julia Black. She's a correspondent with the Business Insider. Julia has been killing it on the Elon Musk beat, and says news here, and we'll just scroll down to the headline. Elon Musk had twins last year with one of his top executives. Court documents show that Elon Musk and 36-year-old Neuralink executive Siobhan Zillis are the parents of 8-month-old twins. Now, why the court got involved there, and it's paywalled, so unless you're a Business Insider subscriber, good for you. But you'll know as much as I do. But so the reason that the court documents were filed in the first place is Elon wanted the twins to have his name, of course, or the family name. But some stuff to know about Siobhan Zillis, which, by the way, I think these twins were born in close proximity to the child he had with Grimes. Um, I don't want to do too much, moral shaming. That's not the sort of avenue of this show. But this does bring Elon Musk's total of children to 9,
Hmm.
as two more are revealed. Um, and Siobhan is a high up executive, which, as we said, she's the director of operations at Neuralink. We talked about Neuralink. Neuralink is the place that's getting sued, or at least maybe not sued. I think it was sued, but at least
Yeah.
getting reprimanded severely for animal abuse. Frankly, like putting things like bio glue onto like monkey brain stems as they try to uh, plant electrodes into it to make them play ping pong. So she's 36 years old. She's been in VC. She's been in sort of venture capital, artificial intelligence. Some people would call it like the space. I would call it sort of like, I think it's, I don't know if I'd say a grift. I mean, maybe you call it like, I don't know. She seems like an AI huckster to me, but she's been like, 30 under 30 for LinkedIn and that sort of stuff like that. She's also the goalie for the Yale hockey team.
Oh, nice.
So that's interesting. But yeah, so the other thing to note about her is, so she was director of operations at Neuralink, which again, like, read the details about what they were doing to those monkeys. It's gross. It's despicable.
Yeah, and the USDA is investigating them over this
Okay,
because it was.
right.
I mean, they were torturing animals. There's just no
Torturing
other way
animals.
to put it.
Exactly. I mean, mad scientist shit with, like, corroding things just lodged into monkeys, like the sides of their
Which,
brains, sorts of like this bio glue that is not clear to be like put onto nervous systems, like really gross, heartless stuff. And this 36-year-old uh, was director of operations for it. And this is what the point is. This is what you get when you have a society run by
yeah,
billionaires. Because you know what? Not only was Siobhan the director of operations, she's also been floated as the person who's going to run Twitter if Elon Musk's purchase of that goes through. So that's the world we're living in. That this woman who fucked her boss secretly and got two twins with them also is just going from a high position to high position within this billionaire's sort of suite of businesses. And you think it's, I mean, maybe it's just coincidental that she's qualified both to father or mother his twins secretly and also run these companies. I mean, she's a pretty amazing woman in that case.
I mean, I was just gonna say that, like, oftentimes we try to steer people. Not that the moral critique isn't important about like inequality and things like that. And we try to steer people toward the structural critique, but to stick with the moral critique for a second, like this is the problem with billionaires is that they can pursue something because they have these access to just extensive resources that is so dangerous and so inhumane, like what they were doing at Neuralink when they were torturing animals, right? Again, for nothing but the kind of vanity project of this bloated billionaire, right? Without any kind of real social checks on the horrors and the evils that they were doing, because this guy can, wire the money, send them the money. And like, I don't think it's the only or the strongest criticism of capitalism and wealth inequality in the society, but it's certainly up there. In the fact that like there should be checks on how we're acting and the things that we're doing in society, and all that, having a high concentration of wealth does is allows people to basically do whatever the fuck they want, and it has extremely damaging consequences for people and for animals.
Yeah, and oh, just one other detail while we're getting to the life of Siobhan. Elon likes to talk about not having a house in
Yeah, that's
Austin,
the
or
biggest
right?
bullshit I've ever heard in my life.
Guess where Siobhan lives, David?
Where?
Your hometown, Austin, Texas.
Well, I know that. I was wondering if you knew where.
I don't know exactly where, but
Okay.
it is in a $4 million mansion.
Oh, very
So
nice. Hopefully
basically,
Westlake. Yeah.
just go crash at the girlfriend's place as your tax
It's
avoidance.
also, I mean, this isn't the focus of this story, Matt, but just as like a local here, the house that Musk has been staying in is like a massive mansion, and the guy just like is letting him effectively rent it from him or borrow. Who knows what arrangement they have? But it's just like this whole like Elon Musk is just walking around with like a little knapsack, hoping to find somewhere to stay at the end of the night. It's like the biggest bullshit ever.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean,
And like, look, I
this,
mean, like, also, like, just not to be, I mean, well, this is international now, but like, also remember when all this bullshit is going on that Elon Musk is firing 10% of his workforce. So all these people who were forced to move to Austin, which is not a bad thing to move to Austin, but it is a bad thing to work for a guy like that. Um, uprooted their lives and then were given a pink slip, right? Like, just amazing the different kind of streams that he's swimming in versus the people who do all the labor at his corporations.
yeah, absolutely. And it makes me believe the flight attendant story, point
Yeah.
blank.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt.
If this is the way this guy behaves at work.